I've been a realtor for 6 years and an investor for 2, and today I'm going to tell you some of the biggest differences that I felt in my own life, in my own business, and my income between being a realtor to now being an investor. So if you're someone out there that's curious whether you should get your real estate license or you become a real estate investor, or if the license is even necessary to become a real estate investor, I have done both. I have wasted time and I've earned money, so please stay tuned. And if you enjoy what you see, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. All right, let's get into it. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm back. My name is Adam. If you don't know who I am, if you're new to the channel, welcome. If you're not, I'm a real estate investor, retired real estate agent here in the Chicagoland area, bringing you some fire. We're not gonna waste any time because I haven't made videos in a minute. This is our first talking head video in a while. I'm gonna go right into it. This was supposed to be a pros and cons video, but at the end of the day, I don't care about that. What I want to make this do is something personal to me. So everything I share with you in this video is things that I have seen from my business as a realtor to my business as an investor. Just a couple of caveats. I know real estate agents are super successful that make the same money as me, if not more money than me, being a real estate agent. I want to emphasize that it's a completely different field. They may have built their business different than mine. I'm just going to share my personal experience that I wrote down on this fine notepad with my name on it, okay? So, number one, let's start with the realtor. When I was a realtor, I knew I had less control. What I mean by that is I was not the decision maker. My buyers or my sellers were the decision makers, right? And there was a lot of people in between that would influence their decisions. Uncle Joe doesn't like the way the color is in the bathroom, or their wife doesn't like, I don't know, there's too many steps for the grandmother. I don't know. Too many things impacting decision makers that I had no control over. I had less control. As the investor, the buck stops with me. I make 100% of the decisions 100% of the time. If I'm okay with something, we move forward. If I'm not okay with something, we stop the show right then and there. All right, so that's one. Next one was less time. When I was a realtor, I had a lot less free time than I do now as a full-time real estate investor. And a lot of that's got to do with the systems that I have as an investor versus the way I was building my business as an agent, right? Because as an agent, you are on the beck and call of your clients and you have to work a lot more hours to get paid, especially if you're a buyer's agent. If you're a listing agent, you don't really have to do that kind of work. You can systematize it a little bit, but I was never lucky enough to be, 50-50. I was more like 65, 70% buyers, 30% listings. All right. Next up, make less money. The reality is the most successful realtor that you know probably does not make as much money, even close to as much money as the most successful real estate investor. The opportunity for building wealth as an investor, there's a billion ways to do it. Versus as an agent, you only make money when you help a buyer buy a property, when you help a seller sell a property. That's it. As a investor, I could go into wholesaling, I can go into flipping, I can go into new development, I can go commercial real estate, which is multifamily, that's a beast of its own. Office buildings, self-storage, retail centers, value-add deals, buy and hold deals, rentals. I could do a lot. I can make more money because there's a potential for more money, all right? As a realtor, you're just getting paid per transaction and it's only a few percent. Worked more, my God. Did I work more when I was a real estate agent. Now, as a real estate investor, houses don't move. I'm the decision maker. I basically got a bunch of listings, if you really think about it, right? And I'm just the listing agent in all of these. So I do a lot less work. My contractor goes in, does all the rehab, and when it's ready to go, I just list it, which listing takes like 2 hours of my day. Everything in between, I'm not very involved because I don't do construction. I outsource that shit. Next up, as a realtor, I felt I had no freedom. I could be at dinner. If a house hits the market a client wants to see, I got to make that schedule. Even though I had plans Saturday morning, it didn't matter. If a client wants to see it, I have to show it. If I don't show it, I could risk losing that client, upsetting that client. But then let's say you got a wife. You have plans with your wife. If you're a realtor and Joe wants to see a house on Saturday and you don't show that house gets multiple offers and gets sold. Well, now your wife might not be mad at you, but Joe is mad at you. So now you didn't make all the money you needed to make sure you pay your bills. So now your wife's mad at you. Now we got a problem. So that was my biggest issue with being a realtor. You really don't have the freedom that they tell you that you have. Now, if you're a listing agent, you might, again, be able to systematize your business, but most of us are not. Especially in the beginning, you're going to be a buyer's agent, representing a lot of buyers. Therefore, you will have no freedom. You'll have to show like 4 buyers' houses for like all day long, right? Or you have to sit down and cold call. It's just absolutely no freedom. Not only do I have all the freedom, I'm not geographically tied down to anything. I can buy houses from just photos or sending my team out there to inspect it. And when we are renovating these houses, I don't have to be anywhere. I was just in San Diego and Miami randomly because I had nothing else to do. And guess what? My business continued to move forward. Unpredictability of setting your own schedule. See, now I could wake up on a Monday, decide not to work, and absolutely nothing happens. Versus if I woke up on a Monday, Literally, Jerry will want to see a house. Maybe I want to take that day off, or I got plans. It's very unpredictable. You could have absolutely nothing going on, and out of nowhere, 10 things are happening. I've had to cancel a lot of sessions in the gym, a lot of dinners, a lot of plans, and even to this day, when I make plans with realtors, I know there is a 70% chance they're gonna flake. Because if it's during the day, for sure they're gonna get something that comes up and they have to go. Essentially, what I'm saying is if you're a realtor, you're a slave to your clients. I did not like that. Now, there's also some realtors that don't mind that at all because they like the hustle and muscle. I'm grown. I'm an old man. I like consistency, reliability, and predictability. It's very important to me, okay? So that I could do as an investor. Competition. There's 48,000 real estate agents here in the Chicagoland area. That means there's 47,999 people plus that could do the exact same thing that I could do. And there's really not 48,000 transactions happening in the Chicagoland area on a yearly basis. I think we have like 12,000 to 15,000. So there's pretty much 3 times the amount of businesses competing for 1/4 of what actual production exists in our market. I didn't like that. And this is the caveat. As an investor, there's less competition for us. However, the barrier to entry is a lot higher. Hear me out. As an agent, you don't need no money and there's zero risk. That's one of the benefits. A lot of people get their realtor license, including myself, because there's no risk to it, right? I'm helping you buy a house. I'm helping you sell a house. Whether you lose money on your flip or not, I'm going to make my same commission, right? So there's no risk. As an investor, I now have to either raise the money or have the hard money lending connection to get it happening. I had to know how to analyze deals. I got to know construction. There's just a lot more going on before you can actually say yes to a deal. All of which we teach, link below. But we digress. So there's definitely going to be a bigger barrier to entry, which means less competition. Now, everybody and their mother wants to be an investor. But those people are on the MLS looking for deals. I don't compete with them, right? If you actually are a true professional and a skilled individual in the investing side, literally there's no competition. I could buy as many deals as I want to buy, right? Because nobody really knows how to find off-market deals on a consistent basis, except for me and a few people that I teach. That's pretty much it, right? So less competition. And then as a realtor, you got to do a lot more volume, right? You got to do 30, 40 transactions to make what I could make with just doing 10 flips. Now, what's a lot less effort? Flipping 10 homes or dealing with 40 different clients? If you're doing 40 transactions as a realtor, that's 40 buyers or sellers, attorneys, title reps, inspections. There's a lot going on there that requires your time, effort, and energy, and you're only making 2.5%. I'm buying a flip. I'm making $25,000 to $35,000 on the low end, and I'm doing maybe 10 hours of work. I get flexibility in my schedule. I get a bigger chunk of the profit at the end of the day. And more importantly, and this is the biggest thing, when you're an agent, you don't really have a business. When you are an investor, everything flows through you, right? So because I'm like this year, I'll do 30 flips, right? Because of that, now I have a business that's going to generate $4 million in revenue. On the lending side, that gives me a lot of ways to raise capital. I can make people money. That brings a lot of value to the marketplace. I am making my general contractor $300,000 to $400,000 a year. That gives me a lot of leverage. Same for my attorney, same for my title rep, right? A lot of moving parts and a lot of people getting paid in the process. You, as an agent, don't do shit. That's the reality. You get your 2.5%, and maybe your inspector's happy they know you. That's it. And your lenders, maybe, right? But at the end of that, it's a much bigger business and a catalyst to many other things you could build onto if you're an investor versus a realtor. This is why I made the transition over from being a realtor to an investor. It just made more sense for my long-term vision. This is not to say that being a realtor is bad, but the reason I got my real estate license was to one day become an investor because that's where I saw the wealth building journey leading to. And one mistake that I made, I hope this video stops you from making if you have the same goal of being an investor one day, is don't waste your time being a realtor. Get straight into investing. Don't worry about not having the money, the information, the skills, the connection. You can build all that. The same effort it takes for you to be a successful realtor is the same effort it will take for you to be a successful real estate investor. Both are very difficult. Both are completely different things. So if you want to be an investor, just get straight into investing, learn how to raise capital, learn how to analyze deals, learn how to find deals. If you want to be an agent, go down that path, learn how to work with buyers and sellers on the retail side, work with lenders, etc. Learn the transaction side. More power to you. I hope this video was helpful. If you have any questions for me, you know what to do. Leave a comment below. If you're not subscribed, my friend, come on. The little button. To minimum effort, boop. You're going to get some great content from me the next year or so because we have a full-time videographer now behind the camera, and he's going to keep me consistent. God bless him. And that's pretty much it. So questions, comments, and if you want to learn how to become a real estate investor through me, if you can see my YouTube journey, I've been a realtor, I've been an investor, I've been a more successful investor than a realtor. I can teach you, but I got to charge. Links in the description for a free 15-minute consultation call where we can discuss the coaching program. It is $3,000, so if you don't have it, don't waste your time. If you do have it, happy to work with you. All right? Peace.